Well, we're in the grips of an autumn pattern, and we're going to get a little interruption from the nice weather with a little bit of rain skimming the coastal areas on Wednesday, and then we'll resume the sunshine on Thursday across eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. Still have rain over in Florida. Got a little bit of severe weather in the western plains. We'll talk all about that in the non-existent tropics tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast, which you can support by shopping on Amazon. The link, our referral link is on the descriptor to this podcast. You just use the link to get you to Amazon, get whatever it is you're going to get. Amazon's going to throw us back a little bit of coin for sending you there, and it doesn't cost you 1 cent out of your pocket. The only effort you have to make is to click on the link and then go buy something. So we'll leave it at that. And we appreciate those of you who have done that because it does allow us to keep the live portion of the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast commercial free. And Tempest by Weatherflow, good time to start thinking about maybe getting that weather station that you've been wanting to get because the winter is going to be here before you know it. So why not get the revolutionary Tempest weather system and join the fastest growing observing weather network on the planet? The link for this is pinned to the top of the chat board tonight. It's also on the descriptor to this podcast. And we have a coupon code. Joe Rayo will tell us all about it.
The coupon code is summer 2025. By the calendar, I see we're on the 9th of September, so we still have 13 more days until summer 2025 is with us, astronomically speaking. But if you say 2025 as the coupon code, you'll get a big from Tempest, a big 10% off anything that you purchase from Tempest. That's a pretty good deal.
So, did you have a nice day today?
It was a beautiful day, except that, my grandson was with us for much of the day, and unfortunately, he is a little sick. He's got the
the poor
nose.
little thing. Oh,
He's
well,
got
that's
the
what.
well, and we can't even say that he went to school and got this because he's not. He's only 18 months old,
Right.
and we all know, Joe, from Lucille Ball, that schools are a den of germs.
Yes,
So,
yes, they are. Well,
so
you had a nice weather day, but looks. I mean, I think if you're on the coast tomorrow, you may wind up with a little bit more in the way of rain. But if you start moving your way inland, you'll get far less. And of course, with the cloud cover, and yes, Carol DeCara, you had the gloom and doom all day today. And tomorrow will be a gloom and doom type day. But if you're far enough west, say in Pennsylvania, particularly if you're along and west of the I-81 corridor, you're probably going to have some sunshine. Same goes if you go far enough in upstate New York, and you folks will be seeing temperatures in the 70s. But I think everybody else will probably be hovering in the low to mid 60s all day.
it's going to be a cool day tomorrow, unseasonably cool, and then we turn right around on Thursday and see unseasonably warm weather. From mid and upper 60s tomorrow, we're going to go up to within a degree or two of 80 on Thursday, September 11th, and it looks like from then there on, it looks like no real weather problems, although there may be more of a buildup of cloud cover gradually as we move through the weekend into early next week. But as far as precipitation is concerned, anything that we see after midnight tonight or during the first part of the day tomorrow pretty much is going to be it.
Meanwhile, the weather across most of the country is pretty quiet. It is raining in Florida, particularly central and south Florida. We'll take a look at what's going on the radar in just a second. And the tropics remain dead as a doornail.
Well, tomorrow is the official or the traditional peak of the hurricane season, September the 10th. We said earlier that usually there is a tropical system in the Atlantic Basin or the Caribbean on Labor Day. There's always seems to be one lurking around. And on the 10th, there sometimes is more than just one. There sometimes could be several. But this year, in the continuation of the very quiet weather pattern in the tropics, zilch, as Joe just mentioned. There's nothing going on out there. Dead as a doornail indeed, and well, maybe later on in the month, or maybe not until October, will we see things start to heat up or flare up again.
Welcome tonight to everybody on the chat board, and welcome to those of you who are watching in the background on tonight's Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast. We are here Sunday through Thursday at 7:35 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays are off days, unless there's a big storm around, in which case we'll add a show or two. That's why it's important you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn your notifications on, so this way you don't miss us. And if you like the show, hit the like button, please, because Joe Rayo has a bell. He likes to ring it, and we got to keep Joe happy. Otherwise, he won't come back one day. But no matter. Watches and warnings tonight, Joe, remain minuscule. There's not much going on in the east. We have various coastal flood advisories up, I believe, in the green areas that you see in coastal New Jersey down into Delaware, and also in southeastern Virginia around Chesapeake Bay. Even though it's been raining on and off for days in Florida, we don't see any flash flood warnings up, so that's good. We also, nor do we have any flash flood watches. A severe thunderstorm watch in eastern Colorado and western Kansas, and we've got flood watches in central Oregon, and that's it. Just very, very quiet. And when we look at the satellite loop, there's the old frontal boundary offshore, and you can see clouds are starting to back a little bit westward and northwestward. You go north and west of New York City by not too far a distance, and skies are still mostly clear, but it's clouded over somewhat along coastal New Jersey down into the Delmarva Peninsula and Virginia. And you also could see some blow-ups of clouds in over Florida and just off the southeast coast. Going to get a little wave that's going to develop here. Actually, a little low is forming east of Hatteras this evening, and that's going to move out to the northeast. The heavy rain is going to stay offshore, but again, as we said at the onset, the coast looks like it gets clipped with maybe a period of rain. I don't know that it's going to last very long. I think, Joe, the bigger issue tomorrow will probably be the clouds, because that's going to hold temperatures down, particularly if you're in northern New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, and points east, and of course the New Jersey shore. You're going to deal with cloud cover all day regardless.
Yeah, it's going to be a striking contrast between tomorrow and Thursday, because again, tomorrow will be cool. I might even use the word raw to describe the day overall, with the northeasterly or northeasterly winds and the spotty light precipitation. But when we get to Thursday, the clouds are going to be gone, the sun's going to be back, and as I said, temperatures on Thursday getting up to within a degree or two of 80. Normally, in the lower Hudson Valley, at least at this time of the year, the high temperature is only around 74, 75. So we get to 80 on Thursday. That will be an above normal temperature day, and a day that with bright sunshine will be quite glorious. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, it's also a sad day because it's September 11th, and it seems, Joe, I hear this over and over again, whenever we have a beautiful weather day here in the New York metropolitan area on the 11th of September each year now, everybody says they immediately are thinking about that terrible day in 2001, because the weather on 2001, September 11th, when that tragedy took place, was gorgeous. Blue sky, bright sun, pleasantly mild or warm temperatures, and indeed it looks like that will be the case again when we get to Thursday.
Meanwhile, we've got, you can see thunderstorms blowing up in eastern Colorado and western Kansas, also in northwest Texas. And there's some Pacific moisture that's streaming into parts of the Pacific Northwest, actually even into Northern California, coming in from the west there. The radars tonight, as we take a look, first we'll go down to Florida, where we do have some areas of moderate to heavy rain, a few special marine warnings that are up. Again, it's not the whole state. It's also not continuous unless you're actually sitting in that patch that is running from southwest Florida northeastward. I would say probably north of Palm Beach, and then going up all the way up the coast to south of Jacksonville. We also have some showers, and you can see some rain on the radars is showing up off the Delmarva Peninsula and well off the New Jersey coast for now. Some of it is actually touching the Outer Banks. In the Great Lakes, We have an area of showers and maybe a cup rumble or two of thunder. Actually runs from the Wisconsin state line, northeast of Minneapolis, northeastward through the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it's just kind of sliding in an easterly direction. A few showers extend down into Iowa. Here's where the severe weather is tonight: eastern Colorado, western Kansas, and also in northwest Texas, where you see half a dozen severe thunderstorm warnings that are up as of 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, and more showers up and down the I-25 corridor through New Mexico, Colorado, and kind of nosing up into Wyoming. And then we have some showers and downpours in California, up in Northern California, the northern half of mostly north of San Francisco, and also in Oregon. You see a few heavier cells in there with those red spots that also are nosing up into Washington State. Storm Prediction Center, slight risk of severe weather in that zone where we've got the severe thunderstorm watch up, and that's mostly in the western plains. General thunderstorms up the Rockies and in the northwestern half of the West Coast, and also in the western lakes to the upper Mississippi River Valley and Florida. The rest of the east, up and down, nothing. No severe weather is forecast for tomorrow, and we'll jump to Thursday. And Thursday, of course, nothing in the east. General storms in Florida along the Gulf Coast, and we've got a marginal risk in western South and into North Dakota and eastern Montana. I'm going to bring up the 7-day rainfall forecast, Joe. So take out tomorrow. If it wasn't for tomorrow, it'd be bone dry white up and down the east coast from Maine to the Florida Panhandle, west across Texas, and up through the middle Mississippi Valley and through the Ohio Valley. No rain forecast for the next 7 days, other than what we're going to see tomorrow, which is basically a tenth to maybe a quarter along the coast, and just less than a tenth of an inch when you look at inland areas. I don't know why they have it so far west into Pennsylvania. I think that's pushing it, but it's typical of this time of year. It's a dry pattern.
Right. You're absolutely right in mentioning that whatever precipitation we see over the next 7 days, it's going to be front loaded. We're going to get it either tonight or into part of the day tomorrow. And if once we get into tomorrow afternoon, that should be it in terms of any wet weather around here. And going all the way into the maybe the first half of next week.
So I did bring the digital forecast up here. This is the rainfall forecast for tomorrow. You'll notice we've got, at least from the standpoint of the digital forecast, is going for more rain than what they have on WPC. They have half to 3/4 inch amounts along the Monmouth and Ocean County coastline, and about a third of an inch down to Atlantic City. Just about everybody else is in a couple of a handful of hundredths, or maybe a tenth or two. And the precip also a little bit heavier in southeast New England. I don't know. I think it's kind of overdone to some degree. I mean, as far as what's being shown.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm not so convinced that how much rain is going to get. I mean, I may wind up being wrong on this. But I don't know. It just seems to me like most of the precip's going to be offshore, and I know sometimes it does surprise and back westward, but I just find it difficult to believe that it's going to be raining almost 2/10 of an inch near Reading, Pennsylvania, and just south of Scranton, for example. Almost a quarter of an inch just north of you.
You may very well be right. I kind of would question that as to why they're doing that, but I don't know. They may have their reasons. Maybe they feel it may be orographically enhanced precipitation tomorrow.
Well, that could be. That could be. And it does extend down into eastern Virginia, eastern North Carolina. Some of that's going to come tonight. Then we go to Florida. Now, remember, it's been raining here, on and off for days. So between now and Friday evening, They're forecasting some 3 and 4 inch rain amounts over a large portion of central and south Florida. If it's spread out over 3 or 4 days, that would lessen any kind of localized flash flooding. It's when you get all of this at once that you have a problem in Florida. But that's about you have that. You've got minimal amounts along the Gulf Coast for the most part. It picks up here and there in a few places, but that's it. And then you go out west where they're seeing a fair amount of rain in western Colorado, up to an inch and a half in some places. That area is under a drought. The western part of Colorado is under a drought, and the eastern part of Colorado is fine. And then we have the northwest where you see, uh, some robust rain amounts. Again, a lot of this is spread out over 3 days, so that really lessens any kind of flash flooding. So that's at least some good news. And an additional inch to an 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a quarter, inch and a half from Northern California and Oregon, northeastward, east northeastward into Montana and the western Dakotas, and also an area in western Colorado, particularly the southwestern quarter of the state and northwestern New Mexico. So I got the GFS. This is the radar of the GFS. And again, it doesn't really do very much. It's got a little bit of patchy light green, and then the wave goes out. And once it gets far enough out, skies are going to clear. But that's probably going to have to wait until tomorrow evening. And I just want to see what kind of rainfall we're looking at here on the GFS, just for laughs. I mean, Joe, it's like a hundredth to 500ths. It's slightly darker over Long Island, maybe touching coastal New Jersey with a couple of tenths. And then you got the European, which now see the European's a little more robust at the coast. It's got a half-inch area just inland of the New Jersey coast and about 3 or 4 tenths around New York City. Then it sharply cuts off as you go to the west and northwest.
I was tempted, on my Facebook page for the lower Hudson Valley, I was tempted to say something to the effect like uh, hardly anything or little or no chance of getting anything north of the I-84 corridor. So it's going to be basically all south of 84, and especially so if you get down to, let's say, the Sound Shore of Westchester and down toward the Westchester Bronx border. As you pointed out, Joe, the further south you go, late tonight or early tomorrow, the better your odds of getting wet. But it really doesn't look like all that much. It really does not look like we're going to see. I agree with you. If we got more than 2/10 of an inch up where I am tomorrow out of this, I'll be most surprised. I really just think it's going to be either drizzle or light rain and maybe amounting to a tenth of an inch or less. But that's about all. And as I said,
Yeah.
it's all gone by tomorrow afternoon, or will be going by tomorrow afternoon, and then skies will clear tomorrow night, and that sets the stage for some great weather for Thursday.
And Thursday's kind of like a transition day because we have to wait for another high to build in eastern Canada, which it will. And that's going to build down the coast Thursday night and Friday and just kind of hang around. I mean, I'm running the model here through Friday afternoon. Thursday, as you said, will probably get up close to 80, probably cool back about 5 degrees or so on Friday, particularly at the coast because there'll be a wind off the ocean. And then that high goes out over the weekend, but and there's another wave that's off the southeast coast, but that looks like it's going to stay off the southeast coast because another high is going to build into eastern Canada. If this were winter time, it would be very interesting indeed to have these cold highs building up in New England like this. Now, the European is attempting to take this wave off the southeast coast that develops over the weekend to push it northward come, say, Monday night and Tuesday. It's got a little 10-11 low there that it brings up with some areas of moderate, maybe even some heavy rain. And then you've got the high to the north, so there's a little bit of a gradient. So I guess we're going to have to keep an eye on it as we just have, we got this situation for the tomorrow where the stalled frontal boundary is producing a wave. So these things like to repeat themselves. So maybe we'll get another chance for this, maybe Monday night into Tuesday. And actually, it hangs around because the high is just kind of holding there in Atlantic Canada. So that might bring a couple of gloomy days if you want to believe it. But we just got to wait to see how this shapes up. And then after that goes by, I mean, to me, it just sort of looks, I guess you like to use the word indifferent. But what I'm meaning by it is the fact that it's a weak pressure pattern. There's no strong cold fronts, no big, higher pressures to the northeast, but nothing major going on anywhere, and certainly no tropical storms or hurricanes running around anywhere.
Yep, it's quiet, and it will remain so for a while yet. I noticed that on the Climate Prediction Center, they have us near or below normal precipitation wise for the next 2 weeks. So we're going to be into a dry spell for a while.
Well, we haven't looked at the polar vortex in a long, long time, and it is beginning to take shape. But I have to tell you, it's for this time of year, this is actually fairly weak. So that's kind of interesting. That kind of supports the idea of the sort of blocky pattern that we're in. Uh, you start to get toward the end of September, usually the polar vortex starts to get stronger. But on the whole, it is going to get stronger. It's just probably not going to be as strong as it otherwise would be, because you'll notice there's hardly any blue here on the map, indicating below normal heights. It's kind of interesting, but again, a long way off. But I figured I'd bring the map up to just kind of show what's going on. And as far as the tropics are concerned, uh, again, tropical storm development not expected. Uh, you'll have to wait. There's a hurricane on the 18Z GFS from a tropical wave that's going to move off the African coast uh, at the end of the week, and then that goes up and recurves. On this run, it recurves right around 60 degrees west and then goes out into the open waters of the Atlantic. But that always, of course, falls into the who knows category. The only other place where something could come up, and on some runs it shows up, and on other runs it doesn't. You see lower than normal pressures in the Caribbean and in the southern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. So there's always a chance that when you have a condition like that, that you could wind up with something trying to develop. But there's still quite a bit of dry air out in the tropical Atlantic and actually in most of the Atlantic basin. So it's hard to see where this is all going to go.
You mentioned about the polar vortex, and Dr. Judah Cohen, in his latest Twitter, or should I say X, post, actually starts off with, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. It's back." He says the polar vortex is starting anew over Siberia, where else, and will strengthen over the North Pole the next 2 weeks.
All right.
And I didn't have a chance to read his blog, which summarizes summer and then the pivot to winter. But in any case, he, like you, Joe, take note of the fact that the polar vortex has begun to evolve.
Okay, so we can do a little Briller Jeopardy tonight, and I will bring it up shortly. I'm just trying to find it. Hang on.
It's around.
And okay, hold on. La 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 la. We're still on the same theme, by the way, which is average high temperatures in September. And we've been going in we've been going in generally in alphabetical order. So we are now up to the S's, Joe. We're up to the S's. So the first S is San Diego.
Where the weather never changes.
Pretty much. I think they have number of days of sunshine in San Diego out of 365. I think they have 325.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, let's see. What could San Diego possibly have. Uh, hmm. How about 84?
How about that is so way off. Rich Rothmansky, the first one to put a number on the board, got it right at 77. So there you go. 84.
I
Give
was
him a
looking for the bell.
ring.
I was trying to get a bell. Get my hand on the bell.
Give him a
That's for
bell.
Rich. That's
All
Rich.
right. From San Diego, now we have San Francesco.
So what was San
San
Diego again?
Francisco. Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
What was
Rice-A-Roni, the flavor can't be beat.
So what was San Diego again?
77 WABC.
Well, okay. How about 69?
Now that is very close. Very close. Patrick Darcy and James Davidson got it 70.
Oh,
70.
there you go.
Okay. Now let's go up the coast to Seattle.
Oh,
Seattle, Washington. Tom likes
I
it
will.
when I get silly.
I will say 74.
Good guess. Not too far off. And CWTR Shark with 72 gets it right, Joe. 72.
Oh, were you waiting for the bell for
Aren't
him?
you going to ring the bell?
There you
Okay.
go.
Okay. Next we have Ginny Beach, Virginia Beach.
Virginia Beach. What could Virginia Beach possibly be? Bum 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 bum. Um, how about 79?
Also very, very close. But Howard A. and Rich Rothmansky got it at 81. Honorable mention goes to Miss
Mike Waterhouse
Fowlerite
with
and
80.
Mr. Davidson with 80. And we'll give an honorable mention to Patrick Darcy and David Fuller with 82. But 81, Joe. And Frank R. also said 80 and Mike Waterhouse Bonsai, honorable mention. Finally, uh, Tampa, Florida.
How about for Tampa? 91.
Very close. You know, after that first blowout that you gave, you've come back considerably.
Well, the thing is, I don't live in San Diego, so I really don't know.
Right, and it's those West Coast cities along the Pacific Ocean. I mean, it's so hard. It could be 70 in San Francisco and 92 in Oakland. So, so I don't blame you for being upset. But Tampa is Michael McGuire, Frank Scalera, Frank R, Miss Fowlerite, Latex Dreams, all getting it at 90 degrees, Joe. 90. So give them a big bell ring.
I will. Here it comes. Ding 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 ding.
And the
And by
chairman's
the way, the chairman.
go ahead.
Oh, were you
You
going to
do
announce
it.
it? The chairman has hit the tip jar and announces that tomorrow a new fun category tomorrow.
Okay.
Probably Gomer Pyle trivia now that Gomer Pyle has replaced the honeymooners.
Right. And the bonus tonight is Lake Placid, New York.
Lake Placid. Well, mm, I will say 72.
Yeah, it's a tough. It's a little tough because it's up there in mountain country in upstate New York, and but so I think I would. What did you say? What number?
72.
Yeah, that's a little too high, but I'm not going to criticize you for it because that's a that's kind of you got to know the microclimate in upstate New York real well. I mean, we both know it to some degree, but not that well. where we can nail every spot. But Mike Waterhouse Bonsai gets it, Joe. It's boxcars, 66.
66 degrees. Imagine that.
66.
WNBC.
Yes, that hasn't been around forever. Um,
Yes.
so anyway, I have an 8 o'clock a.m. dentist appointment tomorrow to get my teeth cleaned, which means 'cause I always book the first appointment of the day. So that means an early night of sleep. So immediately after Perry solves the case tonight, I will be heading to bed.
Well, I wish you luck because the last time I went to the dentist, I was informed that I needed a new crown. Actually, I need two new crowns because I have two chipped teeth, and there are four teeth that he says he's going to attempt to save, and he's going to try to save them via using fillings to do that.
Oh, okay.
So,
Did
so I
they
hope
put in? Did you have the new crowns done?
I had a new crown put in, but then upon inspection, he noticed that there were two other teeth that have chips in them. They said, "Well,
Right.
it looks like you're going to need crowns for those too."
I.e., he had two other boat payments.
Yes, exactly.
Oh well, I'm cynical. What can I tell you? All right, folks. Everybody have a great night and a safe day on Wednesday. Uh, no, I mean, if you happen to be doing something crazy, be safe. Otherwise, just have a great day on Wednesday, and we'll be back tomorrow night at the usual shopping time, which is 7:35 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, we will be here tomorrow night. Tom Contino, you're right. That's exactly what my dentist said. Sounds like you grind your teeth due to stress, mainly from, you know, doing the show and dealing with certain individuals on the chat board.
Oh,
What?
wait.
What?
This show is right. Doing this show is real stress, Joe. Real stress.
No, but doing the show is a pleasure. But when you see certain people pop up on the chat board and make certain comments, then I go to bed like,
I think that Tom
just
Contino had the best question of the night, and possibly the best question of the week, wanting to know if they still make rice-a-roni. I think they do.
I think they do.
I think they do. There are a lot of brands that when we were kids that are no longer around, but I think rice-a-roni is still there.
I
And
can
I think
tell you
it's even sicker that I know the jingle.
from Wikipedia, a boxed food mix that contains rice, vermicelli, pasta, and seasonings, and apparently it is still around. It is a product of the Quaker Oats Company, a subsidiary of PepsiCo,
Right.
and still apparently was introduced in 1958, 67 years ago, and apparently is still around today. There's even a website, folks. If you want to get your fill of rice-a-roni, just go to ricearoni.com.
What
Believe
is
it or
the
not.
what? Well, I'm just gonna hold on. Rice-a-roni, uh, wacky package. Hold on.
It's probably no. No, I was going to say lice-a-roni, but I know the Wecky packages made minute lice.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
I gotta see if I can get an image of this. Hang on a second. If I could bring up the image. Uh, hold on. Here it is. I
No,
got it
wait a
up.
minute. Is this
I'm gonna.
politically correct?
Yeah, it's fine. We won't get canceled for this. Um, Rice-a-phony. Rice-a-phony. Chokin flavor. What does it say on there? Oh, moan and groan. Corporate is the corporate emblem there. Moan and groan. Lasts forever. It can be used over and over again. There were a
look at
couple
the
of
look at the
now,
fork. Look at the forks. Look at the fork.
no, And whoever decided that they should call vermicelli vermicelli. I mean, to me, when I hear that word, the word makes me think of like, some insect infestation. Oh my God, the house has vermicelli. Um,
Vermicelli, no, no.
Here's another one. Rice, rice, phony. Hang on, I'll open this one too. See what happens.
Charles's cards
You're
and
gonna love
weather.
this one.
Thank you for hitting super chats tonight, Charles's cards. And I think if you're new here, the weather part of the show is now over. We've moved on to other things.
And we have no idea when the first snow for Ohio is, but you can
No.
rest assured that when it's on the scene and we can see it coming, we will of course be talking about it. But thank you very much for hitting the tip jar tonight. Here's another one, Joe. Rice a bony skeleton mix. Add some friends to the mix. Made with artificial and other deadly ingredients. BYOB, bring your own bones.
Well, you you know now that you have to finish off the show. You got to put up the minute rice one.
Oh, yeah, let me find that. Hold on a second. um, I know. Minute rice.
Harold Olson, you used to watch Romper Room for your name. You remember that at the end, Joe? It was either Miss Joan or Miss Louise
Yes.
or what it was.
I saw a
Romper
reel.
Stomper,
I
Romper
saw a
Stomper,
reel on.
Romper Boom.
Yes, I
Tell
was.
me, tell me, tell me, do. Magic Mirror, tell me today. Can all my friends come out and play? Is that yeah.
Uh,
By the way, Harold, my wife Renata was also very disappointed that she was never mentioned when she looked into the magic mirror.
well, I saw a. Hold on. I'm trying to find the image for minute rice. Why is it giving me this? I didn't ask for this. Now it's giving me all these different packages of rice-a-roni.
Oh,
All the different color boxes. Oh, I see why. Okay, my fault. Let me fix that. Okay, here we go. I found it. There's a couple of them here. All right, so here's one.
Tom Contino obviously is too young to remember. These were like, when you used to go and buy baseball cards, there was a time back in the 1960s when they came up with these satirical versions of products, and they called them wacky packages. And they used to sell like hotcakes. Everybody
Oh
loved
yeah,
them.
here it is. Minute lice. Minute pre-cooked lice. I can't read the print on the top. It's too faded, but it's minute lice, and there's one other one. Maybe this might be a better
Oh, it
picture.
says makes 5 sloppy servings.
Oh, okay. And yes, I can't read the on the left. The
Long skinny type.
sorry. uh, no, and there's one more here. Oh, this is a cute one. Um, Midnight fright rice, the witching hour for witches, ghosts, and vampires. Fright rice spooks in 5 minutes.
And you remember the one for Cracker Jack? It was Crack Jerk.
Yes,
And
crack jerk.
it shows the sailor boy and the little dog, except the dog is biting the sailor boy.
Right. I always, I
And then,
always,
and you might remember on Cracker Jack it says surprise inside or whatever.
yeah,
On the crack jerk it says surprise, nothing inside.
right. One of my favorites was there was a detergent. I don't think that it's around anymore. Duz.
Oh, doesn't do
Doesn't
nothing.
do nothing. Laundry detergent. Right. Approved. Approved by beatniks everywhere, and it had like picture of a hippie, a dirty hippie who looked like he hadn't bathed in years.
Did you ever hear about the two hippies who got married in the bathtub, Joe?
No.
It was a double ring ceremony.
Uh,
Good night, folks.
Good night.